Hi there. Do you enjoy classic games like Kitten Cannon and Flappy Bird? These two games are in a category of games I like to call quote-unquote distance games, where the player tries to travel as far as possible. Kitten Cannon is fun, but the problem with it is that the player has no control over the outcome of the game after launch. The majority of distance games have this same problem. After launch, gameplay is basically over. Flappy Bird, on the other hand, doesn't have this problem. The problem with Flappy Bird is it's too repetitive. Gameplay is simply tedious, and intense boredom is inevitable. Have you ever wished for an exciting distance game that had user control after the launch? You're welcome. Here are some basic instructions to my game Cannon. Initially, there will be a cannon and a quickly oscillating red power bar in the bottom left corner of your screen. The cannon barrel can move up and down between 10 and 75 degrees. At the desired power level, the player presses F to initialize power. This power is based on how big the red power bar is at the time of key press. After the cannon is fired, the ball goes flying through the air. Gravity, of course, applies, and the ball will eventually hit the ground. Bouncing can be a good thing, but the ball loses speed when it hits the ground. On or near the ground, there are three types of obstacles that the ball can collide with: bombs, rockets, and spikes. If the ball hits a bomb or rocket, it gains speed. If the ball was going down before, it switches direction and goes up. If the ball hits a spike, the game is over. The game can also end if the ball loses all of its speed and comes to a complete stop. The objective of the game is to make the ball travel as far as possible. There is a way to avoid spikes, however. If the player knows they are going to hit some spikes, they can spike jump. If the ball is moving down, the ball is in the screen, so not above the screen, and the ball is going to hit spikes based on its trajectory, the player can press J to jump and avoid the spikes. This is called spike jumping. There's a catch. If the player tries to spike jump and the ball trajectory is not close to spikes, they automatically lose. Note that if the ball is going to hit the ground and then the spike on its way up, the player can still spike jump. Here are some controls to my game. Lastly, try to beat your score, try to beat your friend's scores with my high score module. May distance games never be the same. Thank you.